Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 45 of Direwolf20's Enigmatica 2 series, More Sick Dire. That's right, today Dire's feeling better though. Feeling better. Hopefully less hacking and coughing. But yesterday's episode started out alright, and then I talked for 2 minutes and everything went downhill. So we'll see what happens. Today though, I'm working on fixing something that somebody brought to my attention in the comments. So here's the benefit of not having a huge backlog. When you guys post that I mistakenly forgot to connect these things, I fix it next episode. The downside to not having a good backlog is when you're sick, you wouldn't get any videos. So, what are you going to do? So, today, we've got some portable tanks. Some basic portable tanks capable of holding a decent amount of liquid. I'm going to bump you up to 128 buckets worth of pink slime, because I want a lot of pink slime, frankly. That's the plan, at least, because we looked into last episode, unless Ender.io, which I don't think I have access to Ender.io machines yet, right? Are these machines, like, available to us at this point? Travel anchors, yes, but, like, Soul chassis, simple machine chassis. Neat. So, Ender.io is behind thermal. We just learned. Okay? So, Ender.io is behind thermal. And most of industrial foregoing is not behind thermal. Most of it is just, behind Tesla machine lib. But a few things are behind thermal. Specifically, the mob duplicator theme. So if I wanted to automatically spawn large amounts of pink slime and kill them to get more pink slime, we would need a signalum cell frame, which the only way to get that is with an induction smelter from thermal. So thermal is definitely a path we're going to need to get into. And in order to make thermal machines, we're going to need iron casings from Actually Editions, something we already have access to. Machine cases, something we already have access to. Heavy engineering blocks, something we already have access to. And we need machine frames from RF Tools, which is what we're working on getting pink slime for, right? So the plan will be to get machine casings from RF Tools so that we can have pink slime, so that we get access to thermal expansion, so that we can make more pink slime in the mob duplicator. Cool? I think that's the plan for now. We'll see how that works out. I suspect, it'll be a thing. We also need the thermionic fabricator, which we'll probably automate. We'll probably need a handful of these. Automated with applied energistics autocrafting, obviously. The anuric crystals we can automate. I think half of these things are automated at this point, and the rest shouldn't be too bad, right? So that gets you 2 iron casings. So we'll definitely have to automate 10 electron tubes and the thermionic fabricator, right? I don't know about modular machinery. When do we get into modular machinery? Modular machinery, machine casings, looks like modularium alloys, requires pulsating crystals, which I want to say, well, that's actually craftable right now by a fluke of the fact that things work. What else do we need? Empowered Palus, platinum. Doesn't look terrible. I don't know if we have access to platinum right now. I'm assuming we may or may not. I don't know. Long story short, we'll figure it out, right? We will figure it out. But I think our goal right now should be the pink slime. So what I'm going to do is get myself another one of these reservoirs so that we can fill it up. So I'm going to upgrade you. I'm going to upgrade you. Do you not make electrum? You don't. Guess what you're about to learn. Guess what you're about to learn. Electrum in the alloy furnace. Cool. Alright, so that you can get me that reservoir, which holds, remind me again, 90 buckets worth of liquid. So the reason I want to do this is so I can pop back to our mob farm and snag me pink slime. Now this should be whitelisting pink slime. So the only thing allowed in here is pink slime, which means that even though we're outputting, the liquid meat stuff, there's no way that that's going to go in here because we filtered it, which is nice. I like that. I think that's really nice. Cool. So we've got pink slime now. So how do we want to handle pink slime killing? Right? I think in theory, my plan should be that we set up some kind... Like, I can just pop it here, right? And do something like that. And in theory, these things should just, you know, settle down. Out of curiosity, I wonder if I can tick accelerate this. So the way to do this would be to tick accelerate this block, and then do that. But I'm assuming fluids can't be tick... Oh, well, maybe they can. Hold on. Nobody panic, but maybe they can. Maybe they, in fact, can. Hey, quest complete, Mob Slaughter Factory. What's up? I know pink slimes. You're cute and all, but... What is going on here? Maybe a side effect, potentially, of tick accelerating that block. Maybe a bad call. I bet a relog would probably help. Is that a block or what is that thing? Who knows? Tick accelerating that was probably a bad idea. Today we learned. What if I just do that? Think that'll work? And maybe as a non-tick accelerated one will be cool. So clearly, I'm making sure to use my looting 3 sword to get as much pink slime as I can. That was quick. You give me some dirt. Cool beans. Alright, so let me get more pink slime. We'll see if we can get this thing to behave itself. It might wind up being that I just need to relog and it'll go away. But we'll just, you know, see what happens in a bit. So I'll come back in a few minutes and we will... Yeah, we only have 1 bucket left, so I might as well do that. And now we've got, you know, no buckets left. Wait. Yeah, 35 millibuckets. So basically, you know, not even a tenth of a bucket in there. Sweet. All right, I'll come back in a minute once all this stuff turns into actual pink slime. And then we will start working on RF Tools machines. All right, all set. Relog, by the way, did fix that stuck slime. So we got 47 slime, so that's neat. Let's go in here and figure out what would be involved in making some RF Tools machine blocks. That sound cool? Now, I think it's a... Is it a thermionic or was it a regular crafting recipe that does it? So the RF Tools machine block is a regular old crafting recipe. So that makes this not terribly hard, right? Okay. So we should be able to do this, right? And I'd like to stick with like the range 0 add-on, tier 0 range add-on. Dry rubber, we've got machine cases, we've got gold gears, we've got heat vents. We might have to do a little bit of craft and teaching. Did I teach you bars yet? I don't think so. Cool. So industrial craft heat vent. You also need to know how to make electric motors, which means you need to know how to make this. Oh boy. All the recipes, all the things. Dun dun dun. Metallurgical infusion, molecular assembler. Cool. So we'll put all you guys away. That should be good. We're going to have to save the mob imprisonment tool for some point in the future. We can put away all this junk for now. We may need it at some point as well. Fluid conduits and all this good stuff, right? I made strawberry milkshakes at some point between episodes, mostly because they have dairy in them. That's nice for my current needs. Eating the dairies. All right, so if I wanted an RF Tools machine frame, what we don't know how to make at this point would be the copper cables, the dry rubber, and the tin item casings and the range add-on, right? I want you to actually keep what you got in there. So range add-on tier 0 looks pretty straightforward. Range add-on tier 0 is the cobblestone one, so no reason not to use that one, right? Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. So the coils, these guys, I'm gonna have to automate the metal formers, aren't I? Because I need one in extruding mode. So let's get 2 metal formers. Right, let's see what's involved in making that. We have a few things to get here. So we're gonna need a couple machine casings. That's assuming we don't want to move one of these from up here, which I'm gonna say no to. We'll keep the manual ones for now. There might come a time where we decide we want them. But for now, I think we'll be cool. So let's get a bunch of you in extruding mode, right? Where are you at, extruding mode? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna want a healthy amount of you. That should be enough for now, at least, right? So metal former. We basically need 6 of these. That's enough. And then we need some bronze plates times, well, yeah, let's just get 10 of them. Good job, auto crafting system. I love it when things work. So that'll be you in hammer mode, which we're gonna totally need some IC2 speed upgrades for. And I know we've got a couple that we've been using up to this point, but we're absolutely gonna need to make a few more. Because you know me and being impatient, and I'm not gonna wait for the standard crafting speed of an IC2 machine. They are slow. How are we for chests? We're good. So give me like 1, 2 of these. Actually, I need 3, 4. So it's a good thing I made 10. Cool. And then we should be good to go. 1, 2 metal formers. Nice. All right. Interfaces. I need 2 of you, so give me 1 more, please. Shouldn't be too hard to make. Cables. Cool. Ejector upgrades. Oh, look at you with the dense plates, huh? 2 ejector upgrades should be sufficient. Yes. And you're going to probably wind up ejecting to the top. So by right-clicking on that top side. Cool. Let's run this dude's cabling. We're going to want to rewire this cabling at some point in the future, but for now... Do we have any IC2 cable in here, or is that upstairs in my IC2 chest room? That might be the case. Yeah, I should probably just put this stuff where it goes, right? Out of range. Really, dude? I really need to get those range upgrades. Yay for transformer upgrades. Infinite water source from nuclear craft. Latex processing unit. I thought I had one of those. Remember I said, don't I have one of these already? Didn't I say that? Carbon plates, 10 item casings. Nice. Alright. So downstairs you go. We're gonna want those cables. Right? We're gonna have you guys with... I think I only need 1 transformer each, right? Pretty sure that's the case. Yay, no explosions. Woohoo. So you can be the extruding one. You can be the rolling one. Right? And you. And that should be cool, cable-wise, right? So you're at 6. If I need to split this at some point, I will. With some dense cable or whatever. But for now, we're still within our range, right? So automatically output to the top side, automatically output to the top side, right? And then we can do tin item casings in this mode equals this. And you are this, right? So that's this dude and that's this dude. So that if we came over here and we wanted the RF Tools machine frame at this point, what else are we missing? Just dry rubber and glass panes. All right, so glass panes is that. And then what do we want to do about dry rubber, right? So dry rubber, is this dry rubber straight up? Yeah, it is. So what we could do, and probably should do, is have a storage bus. And I'd probably just want to teach you how to make a storage bus. Right, ME storage bus. Do you have everything for that? You don't know how to make either type of piston? Tire, please. You're killing me, bro. That's right, these are really annoying to make, aren't they? Is there no better way to get pistons? Pretty much. We'll use iron, because that's like, you know. And we have some treated wood planks, but we should probably get around to this at some point, making this better. So what do we have by way of slime balls? I should probably use the purple ones, because that's what I have the most of. And that would be cool. Okay. Alright, so now... Are you good to make that? We're just missing some cobble. To-do list item. Cobble works. I know. I know it's a to-do list item. I'll get there, I promise. Remember, pink slime required for cobble works. Hintity hint hint. Right? Because if we're looking at the foregoing, and we want to make some of those, the things that make cobble gen, basically, for us. I think it's called Stoneworks. Material Stonework Factory. Yes, requires pink slime. So now we can totally make some of these, which is cool. So we might be getting that sooner than later. So we want that, and we want some cables, right? So take you, take our storage bus, and figure out how we're going to connect you up to the whole shebang, right? So you're an 8 out of 8, right? I should probably do... What we'll probably do eventually is have a drawer controller with things that we're going to want a lot of, like the cobble works we're going to make eventually, right? So we'll have like cobble and stone and glass and sand and gravel and dry rubber and anything else like that hooked up to a drawer controller, right? That's going to be eventually, though. For now, we're just going to do you with a high priority, and we're just going to figure out how to cable you up to our existing setup. So you've got 7 channels going on. So like the easiest way to run this right now, right? The easiest way. Dire wire for days. Is like this. And I think another up-and-coming thing would be to replace these guys with Ender IO cables, right? Because Ender IO not only has conduits that can coexist in places, but it has ME and dense ME conduits that can coexist with energy conduits. So we will absolutely be taking advantage of this, probably at some point in the near future. Only problem is they don't show channels, but that's okay. If we have some things showing channels and other things not, right? So that should bring us up to 8 out of 8 channels. So horrible dire wiring, I know, but all in the name of temporary, right? Rorax, oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait for Rorax to tweet at me. Every time I do something that I know is terrible, I'm like, here comes Rorax with the tweets. With the tweets. It's alright, I'll survive. Alright, so now RF tools, machine blocks. Are we cool? Yeah, we are. Look at all that auto crafting happening. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right? And you guys should be behaving yourselves at some point. Look at it go. Very nice. So that's one step closer to having some good stuff. You are out of coal. We should work at making this a reality. But enrichment factory, the coal, right? And that'll make compressed carbon. That needs to be in here for things to go. That we should have, like, export buses at some point doing something. Nice. So there's a few things that are still manual for me to make happen. But at this point, we're, like, pretty cool, right? I want to craft 2 more of you just to make sure everything is available to craft, right? I think that's the case. So now we're going to see these things kick into life. Now, this is still slow, right? Because all the overclocker upgrades... Do we have extras of you? No, I think I have all of them in here at the moment. Which, you know, let's see what's involved in making you, right? So I need a carpenter. The recipe's not bad. The trick is the IC2 coolant, right? So that is either water with 8 lapis or distilled water with 1 lapis. I'm pretty sure we're good on lapis, right? I mean, we're pretty good, right? Though the 8 lapis thing does take a little while. But let's get some of that, right? So the canning machine, it's the fluid solid canning machine that we need. So we need a basic casing and 10 item casings, right? I'll start with you and 10 of you. Luckily, that's auto-craftable. I'm using my two auto-crafters at the moment. There we go. Alright, so we can get a fluid solid canning machine. Is distilled water, is there like something else in this pack that's ore dictionaried? So there's immersive tech distilled water. And there's a distillery from immersive tech. I wonder how tricky that is to get. Because that actually does make a huge difference in the amount of lapis you use to get coolant. And we might want a nuclear reactor at some point from IC2. I mean, who am I to say we won't? The fact that you can convert power from one to the other makes you less willing to make that, but, you know, we'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll see what's up. So, the distiller from Immersive Tech. Is the book in here? Yeah, it is. So the distiller, not that bad. So I need 7 steel scaffolding. So let's get like 20 of you because we know we're going to need a lot, right? Do we know how to make steel rods yet? No, but we're going to teach it while we're waiting. You are made like, oh right. You are made like so, but not with this piece. I always forget that that goes in there. 2 steel rods with 1 steel ingot. So do we have the metal press for rods yet? No, we don't. So let's make sure we know which one that is. It's this one. It's the third one. Third one in is the metal press for rods. Okay. That should be cool. Okay, so there's your scaffolding, right? We're going to need 3 fluid pipes, 1 redstone engineering block, which I should probably teach. we basically just need some iron plates. I'll make 10 because we know we'll eventually need them, right? 2 light engineering blocks and 10 iron sheet metal. Nice, we have some of those. So how many of those do we need? 10 iron sheet metal? Cool. So remember when I said we'd need more iron anyway? Yeah. So fluid pipe. And what I'm thinking is we'll stick this. Is that cool then? Is that everything? That's everything. Nice. All right, so let's get that. And the engineer's hammer. I feel like it's been like nighttime the entire time I've been recording. Am I crazy? Is that just an illusion in my mind? But if we stuck the fluid canning machine in here, right? Like this is where the canning machine could go. Okay. And you're gonna get power. So like, let's make sure that we have a transformer in that thing so we don't explode on me. And some, I've got my cables on me. So you go in there. Oh, what? Oh, I see. My bad. That's right. I have that cable up here. Transformers. Cable. Guess that could have been bad, huh? Now you're good? You're good. Right? You need to be in this mode. Right? In rich fluid mode. And then what I'm thinking is we'll just try this because I don't know how it might work all right. But do you need like sunlight or do you just throw water into you and you get distilled water? I don't know. We're going to find out, right? So it's, let's see what this thing looks like when it's fully built, right? So your fluid output is on this face, right? So we're going to want it to be this place here, right? So we're going to want scaffold, pipe, scaffold. Scaffold, piping, scaffold, and we know that you're going to play a role here. But I basically want you to be like this, this, this. Cool. Right? And then, so it's basically going to be like that, right? So it'll be that with the pipes here and here and the light there, right? And then a light on top of that, redstone. These things are always so tricky to figure out. So redstone's going to basically be here with light here, right? And then this side of it is going to be those, and then another set of those. I got that right? So it should be 6 here, right? And then 2 steel scaffoldings in the back. And that should be it, right? From the central sheet metal iron. Hey, there we go. Hello. And you're the fluid output, right? So now we want some fluid conduiting of some kind. So pressurized fluid should be fine. We can put this guy back away here. And then like what? We just put water and power in you and we're cool? Seems easy enough. I don't know how much power. What would be involved in some wireless doohickeyness? Don't you know how to make one of these? Didn't I teach this? Hey. Are you cool? Okay. Wireless. I thought I taught this thing. I kind of want to use these when I can, right? What would be involved in making you? Missing a wireless network card and an ender dust. So the wireless network card, you need a healthy amount of ender pearls for this, don't you? You really do. So now you need a card base and an ender pearl. Missing some iron nuggets. Okay, I can teach that. There's a few more steps that might be needed there before we get going with that. But hey, mob farm, we've got one ender pearl. Sweet. So I've got enough pink slime for now. So I'm gonna flip the levers so that we start getting mob drops here, which will start filling this thing up, but it's also gonna start filling this thing up, right? So we're going to want to watch out for that. So what I think I might do is maybe, let's get a crate over there. Crate upgrade. Chest to storage crate upgrade. That's what I want. There you go. Cool. Sure, whatever. Yeah, see, we're getting lots of junk in here, but brains we'll probably want to throw into a nice drawer, right? And at some point, we should start getting ender pearls. Look at that, a slime hammer. Mobs drop that? Neat. Anything else in here that I care about at the moment? Not really. Alright, so what we want to do, basically, is just wait a few minutes for some ender pearls. Got another ender pearl? That's all that counts. So, hey you, grind one of these up. So this is still going to be manual until we get to thermal, because I don't think there was a machine that we had access to right now that could make ender pearl dust. But with these two pearls, we should be able to get a wireless RF transmitter. Nice. Boom, boom, boom. And then we'll see if this machine's good enough. Now for you... Now we do have, we could just do a sink, right? Everybody gets really excited when I use the sink. They're like, Dyer used a sink. And I know, it's an exciting time. I get excited too when I get to use a sink. It's basically thrilling. Right? So we'll make a sink, which we should have everything for now. And we can get this going. You don't need to be here anymore. Frankly, I should just avoid that thing, but whatever. Blue is input and orange is output, isn't it? I might have put this backwards. Can I wrench that and like reverse it? Yeah, orange is output and blue is input, isn't it? I might need to reverse this thing. Alright, that's better. Right, so we want blue here. I don't suppose that he will auto output, so what we'll do is that. And then all we gotta do is say with, and I don't need the yellow wrench, I know. It's just how I'm used to working. So that should give you lots of water. I don't know how much power you need, but hopefully 80 is enough. Oh wow, that's really fast. Okay. That's so much faster. That is so much faster than what IC2's water distillery does. Holy cow. That is shenanigans. And then U to U, right? And then U will be insert, and U can be extract always active. Cool. Which means now that this machine should be getting plenty of distilled water, right? And then we just get some lapis. So if we want coolant, what machines can make crushed lapis dust for us? The macerator, the pulverizer, the crusher, the sag mill, the compressor can do it from tiny piles of lapis dust. Do we not have any machines that can do this right now? The Actually Additions crusher or the macerator. I don't think we have the Actually Additions crusher, do we? I don't think we do. Is it attainable? And we're getting pretty close to yield wrapping up point. Oh, looks pretty darn attainable, doesn't it? I need to autocraft this at some point anyway. Wow, really? That's the correct way to do it. So I just need one of these, which is a sturdy and 4 diamonds. This is all going to have to be automated at some point. All of this is going to have to be automated. Because that's going to be some auto-crafting for thermal machines, right? But our pal the Crusher can play the role of make me lapis dudes. Hey, quest complete. Yay! So that'll work, right? And then we can make overclockers. I think that's true. So making overclockers requires a carpenter. So we're going to need another one of those. We're definitely past the wrapping up point, though. I'm thinking we should maybe do this next episode, but let's see how close we can make it happen. So I just need buckets of water now. The other thing we're going to have to automate is the creation of more treated wood planks. For sure. And boy, am I going to have to find a better carpenter setup here, because it's going to get ugly quick. Because you need to output your fluids somewhere, Buster. Right. All temporary. We're going to move this all into our basement at some point. But this is just proof of concepting it, right? So you... once this goes in here... Am I wrong about this? Fluid solid canning machine in the redstone mode with distilled water from IC2. That's distilled water. That's lapis dust. What's happening? This is why we're testing this. Right? Water, lapis dust. That just goes there. That's it. Let's take insert off here for a sec. And what I'm going to do is get my tank. Just for a moment. Let's remove you. This is all in the name of testing, ladies and gentlemen. And clearly, this needs to be tested. Swap tanks so that you can be extracted. All right, let's just put some water in there and see if it's an issue with the type of stuff. Yeah, I would have thought this would have worked. Alright, I'm going to have to play with this between episodes, I think, because he ain't going to be all kinds of good for me. I mean, that looks like it's working. All of a sudden, lapis is allowed in there. Do you not like that distilled water? Because there's distilled water from IC2 and distilled water from immersive. Maybe you don't appreciate the distilled water from immersive, and you will only take the distilled water from IC2. If that's the case, then I'll just use regular water. Which is a shame that I have to do that, but it sounds like that's what it is. So what we're going to want to do, drain from cell into tank. Can we drain from that? Oop. Fill cell from tank. Oop. Yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't like the distilled water. I think that might be the problem. Yeah, you don't want to go in there, do you? What we can do is get another tank. Pop this dude here. Set you to push down. It's gonna fill up with that, and now we're running. Yeah, it's the distilled water thing. That's the problem, is it doesn't like distilled water. Oh well, it was worth a try. Right? It was worth a shot. So what we're gonna have to do... Oops, we're voiding coolant now, aren't we? Bad direwolf. So what we'll do is come back next episode. We're gonna have to use like the large amounts of lapis way. It was worth a shot, but definitely not ore dictionaried, so bummer. But yeah, next episode we'll come back. We'll make overclockers and have more fun. For now, don't play sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.